Hey, so I recently saw some clips on this game, Later Alligator, and one of them was Germa, another one was another guy, I forgot his name, but they were both pretty funny. It's actually this spot right here that we're gonna go to. This guy playing three card Monty or whatever, and okay, so this game, it looked cool. I like the art and the clip actually convinced me to go buy it because I think it's like $18 regular price, but it was on sale for 3 at the time. So I figured, hey, why not? But I was quickly let down by the game because the main thing is this is a point and click game. And usually you're this investigator and there's a guy named Pat who we just saw at the beginning. He was sitting in the diner. And you're supposed to go around and asking all these different alligators who they are and what their relation is to Pat. And then they'll tell you a little bit of backstory, and then you ask them what their relation to. I think I just said that. And basically, they tell you that they're family members and that they're all planning a birthday party for Pat. But Pat thinks that they're all gonna kill him or something. He's super paranoid. And you start learning that they all tell you that like his pants fell down or something. So stuff, and he fell down into a manhole. Okay, so there's three things happening at once. This is an example. Sorry, I'm all over the place. But basically, Pat thinks that he's gonna get killed by a family member. You talk to the family members, they tell you that he's just gonna throw a birthday party and that he's paranoid. But the thing is, the humor of this game is super. Oh, we're so random and it's so funny. Like here, he was talking about his internet, and then his pants fell down, and then he fell down, and then he fell into a manhole, and so they're just constantly trying to like one up themselves, and then it's it's funny for like the first time you see it, and then it starts getting repetitive because every single person has the exact same type of humor, and I don't know, I'm trying to think. It's just the humor. It gets really boring and played out really fast. There's maybe 4 times in the entire game where I actually laughed. Specifically one. I mean, I guess this is one, but this was when I was watching the clip, and then another time. I'm gonna come back to the gameplay, but another time was at one point they say later alligator, and they're like, "Oh my god, you said the thing, you said the name," and I mean I do that, which it's dumb, but basically you start talking to all these people, and the second part of the actual game is, well, the gameplay is, I guess I could have went back to Mickey, but you start playing mini games. So not every single NPC has a mini game, but every NPC that is a family member has a mini game, and in order to find their little family tree icon, because that's actually how. I guess there's gonna be spoilers. There's spoilers. I'm letting you know now before I keep talking. But the spoiler is, in order to get the true ending, you have to complete every single minigame, get all of the little family tree icons, and then when you get to the actual end of the game, then you find the true ending. But speaking about that, in order to actually get the true ending, you have to play the game like 3 times minimum. But like, see, I don't know. This part was funny because it's clearly he didn't move any of these two. It's clearly this one, and he's even making facial expressions. But if you click it, it moves around. Whatever. And so you play the minigame, you win, and then that audio cue, not that one specifically, but another issue I have with this game are the audio cues. But in terms of gameplay and playing the minigames are mostly fun. They're all super easy. There's nothing challenging about this game. There's one that doesn't really make too much sense to me, and there's another one that's completely random. And so those games I kind of didn't like, but the other ones you actually, it's a very basic, almost like WarioWare, but like scaled down way back. But that's the dialogue, that's the gameplay, and again, to actually finish and get the final secret ending, this is the family tree, this is the mom. And then, so this one you can come back to and just fill out as you go and talk to different family members, but I guess I shouldn't show this. I mean, there's already spoilers. But you fill this all out, and then when you get to the end, then it happens. But the thing that I didn't like also in terms of gameplay is, like I said, you have to play this game through 3 times minimum. Because the way it works is every time you do an action or you play a game, it passes time. And it's 2 different intervals, I think. Or no, it's 3 different intervals. At 10 a.m., you have to go help Pat, and that takes a couple of hours, and then you have to go back, talk to some of their family members, and then at 4 p.m. you have to go help Pat again, and then at 8 p.m. is when the actual event happens. And the thing is, there are so many family members that it's impossible to get through every single one of them in a single day. And so you have to play it 3 times, which honestly I feel like they should have let you just explore it as long as possible and not had the time be an actual like thing. And then that way you can actually just get it done in one playthrough and it feels regular, because it wouldn't have been too much of a problem, but there's a lot of waiting, and especially when you get to the end, it's a super long cutscene. You can't skip any cutscenes in this game, and the credits you can't skip either. And so you just end up waiting for a long time for no reason. But this is another guy, he's like a tough guy or something, but he's actually not a tough guy, he's putting on an act. But the last thing that I didn't like about this game is the audio cues, which actually, let me leave this guy. There's certain areas where you can easily bring up the audio cue. The windscreen that we saw earlier, that's just super loud for no reason. Like, the music is cool. The visuals are cool. Like, I like the drawing style and everything, but like the sense of humor and the audio really put me off. I finished the game. I got the secret ending, as you saw in my family tree, but this game is nowhere near as fun or as funny or worth as I thought it was. But let me show you the audio cues, because also you can change the settings for the audio. Mind you, I've done that already. We are at like 0 basically. This is as low as you can go, and yet the audio is still extremely loud. Like, this is one example. Open this door, and like, that's not even as loud as it gets. There's this other section where it's like a scary haunted dresser or something that you're helping Pat with, and the sounds, they're supposed to be scary, so like I get it, but they're so loud. And some things in this game are just like, I had to take my headset off at some points because of how loud it was. The audio mixing in this game is some of the worst that I've ever seen in any game. Usually you can just put the volume down, but at 1 volume you're still louder than everything else. It was bad. So it basically takes us to, like, that's loud. But as I was mentioning, he starts texting you at some point. Like, traveling also takes time, and so I think it would take maybe an average of like 4, maybe 5 playthroughs, which it starts getting boring because it's the exact same playthrough every single time. It doesn't change at all. It's not like a new game plus or anything. It's the same exact thing. So it starts getting boring and repetitive. Mind you, you don't have to talk to the same family members every single time, but you do just follow the same progression. It's always at 10 a.m. you talk to Pat, and same dialogue. It's the same mini game when you go talk to Pat. But the good thing is you can skip the Pat requirement, but you can't skip like the end of the game. So this saves you a little bit of time. But like, this is way louder than it should be, I think. Anything that's sound effects is just extremely loud for no reason. But yeah, okay, so before Pat came up, I am gonna say that this game is not worth it at all. Even at the $3 price point, the humor is not great. The audio mixing is the main thing. I hate the audio mixing. just terrible. And I mean, I guess if they were able to fix that, then it'd be fine for $3, $4. I gotta show you this. This is terrible in the audio mixing, and this is gonna be the last thing. But I do not recommend this game. This was not worth it. But again, if they did fix the audio, then maybe it'd be a passable game. But even then, I didn't really have all that much fun. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good allocation of time, I guess you could say. I could have been playing anything else. It took me like 4 hours. But we're gonna end it with this. She starts yelling like crazy. You're supposed to, for this minigame, you like highlight the background of whoever it is. And when it gets to the lady, you're gonna hear how loud she is. There's no reason for her to yell that loud. But that's basically it. I'm taking this off. I did not want to finish this. Alright, thank you all for watching. Don't play this game. It's not worth it. Save your money and go play something else. Also, I forgot to mention that there's actually no way to like leave the minigame. I'm pressing escape. I'm pressing anything I can. You cannot press pause. You can't. Look, you're just stuck here. You have to force quit this game if you want to leave early. But that's basically it. That's all I wanted to say. I didn't like this game. Don't play it. And I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.